Okay, streaming on Twitch, just see how this goes. Playing the golf game. No, not Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy. I haven't been on Twitch in a long time. Oh yeah, right, my phone's dead. It's got a charge. I can't check it.
Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour.
Yes, I do
Today
play
it's live
sports
opening
games.
round coverage of the California Classic. And let's go down to the 6th. Early in the round, still holding steady, even par on the day.
Yeah, it's got that feel it could go either way here. Next few holes will probably tell us which way.
It's hope for the best.
Lay down.
That would be a great look at birdie.
Getting set now over the putt. Can't make it, Frank, if you don't hit it.
Hubert Green once said,
Putt with the
99%
shit.
of putts left short don't go in. I don't know what happened to the other 1%, but
Near par. Put it
Frank,
in the
that's a
bogey.
par, and onward we go. Frank, if you want to play this game at the highest level, and no doubt our players do, you have to sort of be tactical. When you break down shots or break down a hole,
Play a
how would you
relaxing
break
game
down
of
this
golf.
hole in a very smart way?
yeah, I know what you're getting at there. A lot
I
of
will
people would
try
think
not to
350
rage.
yards, you could bash a driver down there and you'd finish up in trouble. Well, the way to be aggressive on a strategic hole is to just put the first one in play in a position where you can attack with the second. There's no shame in it. You can still walk off here more days than often than not with a 3.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Yeah, just a relaxing game of golf. Yes, a relaxing game of...
Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
Frank, this is where the mental game really comes into play. You've hit a second consecutive shot into the rough.
This could pound very, very quickly, so now's a chance to just take a little breath, take a breather, and try to make sure this shot certainly gets out.
These putts keep the round together. That's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one. Even par, currently.
Pissing me off already.
Well, with that drop shot, moves to 1 over for the tournament. Well, Frank, here at the par 5 8, 559 yards. Looks as though the player's getting a break from the water, but there is some trouble out there.
Yeah, there certainly is bunkering
Bunkers.
both on the left and the right. Once again, though, par 5s are always
It's a
an
straight
opportunity
line.
for the longer
Should
hitter.
go down.
Even if you stray a little offline, then it just becomes a free shot like it is everybody else.
Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design.
Oh my God.
Frank, you've just hit one out of bounds. What's the way to approach this next shot?
Try and get the steam out of your ears for a start.
Now playing 4 after going OB on that previous shot.
Fuck
This is taken off on a weird line.
It's going to be in the rough, it looks like. She is putting the full arsenal of her skill set on display this afternoon. Beautiful shot. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Wait a minute. I went straight on. What the?
Make that, don't you? Drop shot here at the 8th. Trying to get out of here without too many bumps and bruises. This one is for bogey.
Rich, you got to tell me what happened. I covered my eyes on that one.
Another bogey. What else? Finishing out the front
Shut
nine.
up.
Pretty difficult par 4. Again, water down that right side.
What a great shot.
Good contact, good result. Frank, this TPC Stadium course in La Quinta, California has quite a history, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Every style of golf, age group, whether it's someone trying to get their tour card at the tour school, Skins Games played here from 1986 to 1991, even the PGA Club Professional Championship. They've all come and played here. It's so good to see it on the back on the rotation. But I've got to say, the one thing, and I was there, in 2000, was the PGA Tour Q School. It was won by Stephen Allen, who was an Australian player. But the worst thing I've ever seen on a golf course happened on Alcatraz, the 17th hole there. Joe Daly, who was looking like he was going to make his PGA Tour go, had a putt of about 3 feet. And I think he was playing with Craig Perks, who went on to win the Players Championship. Joe Daly hits this putt, it hits the back of the hole, the liner in the hole, and popped out on the front lip. Never saw that before. It was amazing. And as luck would have it, Joe Daly missed his tour card by 1 shot.
That was as cruel a twist as I have ever seen in golf. EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. Today it's live second round coverage of the California Classic. Now at the 4th, par 3, and Frank, what's the key here?
Somehow find some green grass. The name Sandpit pretty much tells you what is around the green.
Stuck the follow through right there. This could be really good. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
If that missed it, I would have.
Comfortably inside the cut line, the young prodigy makes another birdie. Frank, what'd you say at the top? Die on the left, die on the right. Is this what you were talking about?
Exactly, yeah. The 5th hole here, it's called double trouble. So there's chances for grief on both sides of this fairway. But if you're long enough, you can just sneak it past 335. That's where the water runs out. This is reachable.
So if you do sneak it out there, and that would be the longer hitters, you might have one into the
Hopefully it won't go in the water.
You can get home hybrid, maybe even something shorter. But remember, it's called double trouble. Avoid that. Double it.
Now the second shot here at this par 5. Get down, look out.
It's over. It's a dream.
Couldn't have done much better than that. Eagle is very possible.
Surely I can get this for.
Well, Frank, how about this 255-yard par 3 6th?
Yeah, there's a bit of a bailout area, sort of short and left, but the only thing really going in the player's favour, it is a big green, 51 yards in depth. So you want to sort of do the maths in reverse, 255, take away 50, 205 front. Doesn't sound as big.
No problems there. A really good approach shot. Now, good looking birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Now putt the par.
Okay. My sentiments exactly.
They'll take it. That's a par.
Just a relaxing game of golf.
We're at the 7th now, 346 yards with plenty of water on that right side. How do you handle this one, Frank?
You've got to pick a target there. A lot of people think when they're laying up off the tee, and that's exactly what this hole is. You just blaze away at something down the left side. But if you're going to pick a tree, just pick the tree. Pick a branch or a leaf. Be more specific.
Let's go for the bunker, eh?
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Get a second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Playing this par 4. Still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
That's well. Okay, never mind.
Oh, that was solid, Rich. This one's safely on.
Good putt.
Well, at least it wasn't bogey.
Third round
Or
coverage
double
comes
bogey,
your
or
way
triple
tomorrow
bogey, or
on EA
quadruple
Sports. For
bogey,
Frank
or-
Nobilo and our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner
plus
saying
7.
so long for now.
Yeah, my Twitch is still RMR34. Yeah, I have no watchers or anything, so nobody's watching this.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour.
And my phone don't have
Today
space
it's live
for
third
it.
round coverage of the California Classic.
Let me delete everything. So forget it.
All set to go. We take you to the first hole. Warm-ups are done. First 2 rounds in the book. And Frank, this is where careers are made, on the weekends at these kinds of championships.
This is also what you hope for too in professional golf. You know you've got your good stuff. We've seen that through the first 2 days. Put yourself in a great position. Just 36 holes to go. You're looking at that first hole and what the weekend might unfold. That's the beauty of this game.
Well, that's just how you envision it when you walk to the first tee. High and deep, right in the middle of the fairway. Good way to start. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid.
Stop. Motherfucker.
Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that. Really, I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
Go in. Yes.
Dude, that in the hole. Tremendous shot. Frank, this is a nice-looking hole. Not long, only 371 yards, but challenging in its own way.
It is challenging. The best approach here really is a conservative tee shot to set up an aggressive second.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
No.
Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Wow.
Frank, such a sweet swing. Really a pleasure to watch.
You can slow down and stop ball.
So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. That was not a very good read right there.
Surely I can make it from there.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Good stroke. Just came up empty. Trying to limit the damage here. This putt is for bogey.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
Not her best effort. Walks away with a bogey. Frank, players had hybrids. Some had irons out off the tee on that short par 4 second. Time to get the big stick out here on the third.
It certainly is. The third hole you play here, 3 totally different looks off the tee.
Oh, yeah.
This hole
So
appears straight
hopefully that
off
would
the tee, but
stay
well
on the
bunkered down
fairway.
the left, which makes you push that tee shot a little to the right.
Good strike. Good lie. Good chance to attack the pin. Getting set now for the second shot here at hole number 3, par 4. Good swing, good shot yet again. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. How did that not go in?
Amazing. That stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break. Even par currently. A good solid stroke there. No sign of nerves on that.
Frank, we're not at the beach, we're in
Calming
the California
game of
desert,
golf.
but I'm staring at plenty of sand right here.
Yeah, looks can be deceiving here. This is where somehow you do have to focus on exactly where they put the flag, and that's on the green stuff. Green is 36 paces deep. If you can just focus on that and don't let peaked eyes sort of weirdness with all that snaking bunkers left and right, and just try and approach it as a straightforward par 3. I know it's easy to say, hard to do.
Shouldn't be a problem here.
Shouldn't be a problem here, huh? Well, you're not me.
Never quite had enough oomph on that.
Yeah, sort of a wishy-washy stroke.
Has it?
Oh, shut up.
Three rounds in the books. Outside the top 10 going to the final 18. Frank, What are your thoughts?
Well, I think you're going to have to approach the final round in a couple of different phases. Try and be aggressive early on. If you do get a few birdies in the bank, you really still can fancy yourself with a chance to win. It'll all depend on that start tomorrow.
Okay, hold up. I gotta check something. As
this is
I'm
EA
also
Sports
on my
PGA
Xbox
Tour
playing
coverage
in
coming
Black
up next.
Desert.
Today it's live final round coverage of the California Classic.
Okay, I think there's one temperature on that. Okay, I have to switch back to PlayStation. Okay. And can't see anything. There we go. Okay.
Now at the 15th, par 4, 468 yards. It is Nick Gaems turning home as we are making our way towards the close of this round. Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be what? 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that.
This is a good-looking shot. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Dude, you don't know me at all, do you?
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect. It's going to hurt the course.
Nothing wrong with that par 5. Frank, this could be an exciting and pivotal point in the round, the par 5 16th.
Especially if the player decides to have a go here. If you're going to take it on a direct line, then you've got to carry all of that bunker complex. And the other thing to realize, what's the worst thing that can happen? Just in bunker, right? It's worth a go. Either that, hit it down the right side. There's no way you're going to reach this par 5 and 2.
Excellent, perfect position.
Ball's just sitting up too. You could hit anything from there.
On the green with about 30 feet to go. Might want to check the GPS on
Okay,
this
wow.
one. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Racking them and stacking them right now. 6 under par for the tournament. Well, well, well. Here we are. Famous.
Oh, where the...
This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
That ball is lost in the water. So hit the previous shot in the water, took a drop. This now the third shot. Frank, this is one you don't practice, but sometimes you have to do it. Time for the drop.
Yeah, it should be the easiest shot in golf. I think he just paid for it.
Another good swing, and it looks like Frank. Oh, what an incredible shot.
Yeah. That was good.
Now to the signature par 3. It
Thank
only
God for
plays
spinning.
168 yards from the tips, but the tee sits up high, and the wind can blow, and a lot can happen here. Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That is a really good shot landing close to the flagstick. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Just a little tap in here.
It's a little tap.
Did the job right there. That'll put a wrap on our final round coverage for all of us at EA Sports. I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time.
Well, I didn't win it, but jeez.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Will settle. Need a good, clean strike here from 180 yards away. Second shot. Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
You like this one, Frank?
Oh, that's a good one. Safely on.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. On to the 11th hole. We're looking downhill, 215 yards to the green.
And this is one of the holes that you realize you're at Wolf Creek. You would never see this hole anywhere else in the world. It's amazing when you stand on this tee. You see all of the canyons around, but there is a little green area down there surrounded by a couple of bunkers. It's a great-looking par 3. It measures 215 yards, very playable, and you never know, today might be the day where you make birdie.
This one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it. Send it.
That one was running so hot. Setting up for an approach shot here. This is going to be an interesting day. The wind is howling, or as they would say in Scotland, just a wee breeze.
It's no snack, though. Give me a break, Rich. Your mum could make that.
Ooh, that's a disappointment, Frank. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Well, double par here. Time to pick up and move on. Now to the par 5, 12. Pretty big hole with a really big green.
And a really good blue area to the left, caught water there. That's to be avoided off this tee, that's for sure. A good drive that avoids all of that. Then the hole is certainly reachable, but as you can see, water creeps in again, back right on this hole. So just don't get too cavalier here. A 5 wouldn't be the worst score. I know you want better, but believe me, seen many as 6s and 7s racked up here at 12.
Frank, sadly, I've been there too often. In the water, you get down on yourself. What's the right way to approach this mentally?
Well, you've almost got to take a step backwards, Rich. This can add up so quickly. So give yourself a little pat on the back. Say it's fine. I mean, you're human. You're allowed to hit bad shots. But the big thing now is to avoid 2 in a row.
Frank, I hate to go negative, but let's clear a few things up. The penalties when you hit it in the water versus hitting it out of bounds.
Yeah, some people, that's a good question, Rich, because some people think they're almost the same, but when you hit it out of bounds, you're actually losing a stroke and a distance. For example, if I'm teeing off on a par 4 and I hit it out of bounds, I'm penalized a stroke for hitting out of bounds, and I'm hitting my 3rd shot off the tee. When I hit it into a water hazard, I don't have to lose all of that distance. I can drop the ball up just short of the water hazard. So the distance penalty isn't the same as if it was out of bounds.
Not what you wanted to hear, but this is the 5th shot after the ball went into the water. It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. From about 8 feet. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
This golf course playing tough today. They're at 7 over. Now to the 13th hole, and, I don't know, should we just fly it over the mountains, Frank?
It looks like that, but then you better find dry land. 350 yards, but as the crow flies, it's probably just a little over 300 yards. I don't know if the mere mortals would really want to flash it across that desert ridge. You probably want to play a little left of it, have a little pitch up the hill. But if you're one of the longer hitters, why not just try it, see if you can make it.
Steeply up the hill here. This is going to play very long. Birdie try up next. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
And getting ready for the putt. And takes care of business there.
Solid stroke.
Now to the 14th hole, and Frank, this is probably the best par 4 here at Wolf Creek.
It's certainly the hole that they take the most photographs on, Rich, and you can see why. Great vantage point of the whole golf course. The hole's just sort of littered with bunkers down the left side, so you know where not to go once again. Go to the right side of that. The hole just keeps sort of hooking around that left side. It plays under 450 yards. It's fun. Just sort of draw it a little off the tee, draw it a little into the green, and you'll be fine.
So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. These putts keep the round together. Has the putt, and now at 6 over par. Well, that'll do it for today. Not a great performance, not on the first page of that leaderboard.
Yeah, the people on the top of this leaderboard are there for a reason. They hit more fairways, more greens. It sounds easy, and I know this is a difficult course, but that's the way it's going to have to be played.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today it's live second-round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. Attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That may be sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll. A little bit more hope than determination in that putt.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That's how you maintain momentum. Make those putts for par. Well, everybody loves the short par 4, and here we have one, Frank, just 302 yards, the 7th hole.
And this hole is anything other than straightforward, Rich. Huge drop off at the front of this green that is surrounded by water. So it's going to be a layup off the tee, really, to try and get the right yardage. This green is very, it's not very deep, but it's extremely wide. The hardest thing is to try and get a flat lie with whatever club you decide to hit off the tee and get the right yardage. Otherwise, that green actually might be a little elusive, even though this is a very short hole.
Well, they claim it's a reachable par 4. We haven't seen a whole lot of people do it today. We just saw it right there. Well done. Kind of a tricky read. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Oh my goodness, Frank, that is painful.
Oh, yeah, you'd rather miss the hole at times, wouldn't you?
So they'll tap in. Good putt. Frank, this is the kind of hole you like to drop a bag of balls and just have fun. Hit it all day long as if you were at the range. Unfortunately, you only get one crack, and you better be good. This is a tough hole.
Well, if you find the water, actually, you might get another one up there. It certainly is a tough hole, though, Rich. The stream going all the way down the left-hand side, or wrapped right around the left and behind the screen, makes that tee shot. It certainly makes you think about that tee shot while you're on the tee. Prudent play, aim for the right edge of the green. Nothing wrong if you just miss the green on the right, but miss the green by a yard on the left, you pay a very steep price.
Well, at last, a birdie. Stepping up to the shot here at the 9th, it's a par 4, 390 yards.
It is anything other than straight off the tee because of all these sort of undulations and curvature on the fairway. You'd think well bunkered, but the last bunker on the right side there, longer hitters, they can never fly that, just over 300 yards. Over that, shorter hitter just play that area of the green. That'll be sort of some, 270 yards. That will take all the water out of play into a green that slopes back at you. So very good chance, even with a wedge in hand, to get the ball close. A good way to finish the front 9. Safely on deck.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Frank going for 2 in a row now. And it drops for birdie. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
She is playing so well out there today, just unstoppable. Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Second shot, good look at the green. Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
So a tester from 4 feet. Oh, man, just slides by. And only a tap in left. Good putt. So just a formality.
Well, it was a tricky one, but it's in.
We're here at the downhill par 3 11th hole. Frank, it's 215 yards from the back tee.
This hole certainly is not for the faint of heart. When you look at that tee shot, you think, oh my God, what do I do from here? But remind yourself, it's 215 yards and really only about 160, 170 yards to green grass again. But it's 215 yards. That should be the club that you're trying to pick. Green's big enough. Just persuade yourself. Try not to look at the canyon and the desert. There is a green down there. The hole is playable.
Good looking shot right here. Well played here. Went straight for the flagstick and should have a nice putt coming up. Shouldn't be a problem here. Boy, he looked like Ben Crenshaw right there. That was smooth and easy, right in the heart. So that is the end of the second round, and unfortunately, the end of the tournament for our featured player, missing the cut.
Well, they certainly didn't hit the magic number here for the tournament. Fell below the cut line, and they just couldn't make it back. There's always next week.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. Frank, it's just amazing what can be done today. Where you can build golf courses on the moon? I mean, that's what this looks like here at Wolf Creek in Mesquite, Nevada.
And obviously, it's an experience, too, that has to be played before you can thoroughly enjoy it. Because you just wouldn't think this is possible. If someone said you can come out to the middle of the desert and you're going to play a phenomenal golf course, you'd say it's not possible. But as these holes intertwine around in the canyon area, just wonderful vistas, huge changes in elevations. Really, it's just a fun adventure. Nice.
Looks good. That is just a beautiful shot. This looks to be at least an extra club, maybe 2 clubs going way up that hill to the green. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
Just a little tap in here. Well, not in contention, but in for par. Now on to the par 4 7th hole. Is this a reachable par 4, Frank?
Distance-wise, you would think so, but the designer has done something to avoid that, and it's put all this water in front of the green. It would take a mammoth tee shot, and it's something like 300 yards through the air if you're going to try and even drive this green. Is the risk worth it? Well, if you're just playing with your friends, maybe it is. Otherwise, you just lay it up just past those those bunkers on the right and the left. Get it down there on the flat. A little pitch you would think is simple, but because of the slope of this fairway, chances are you might not get a flat lie, and it's going to make that second shot that much harder. That's an absolute beauty.
Second shot now to the 7th, and really no margin for error here.
You certainly have to be pinpoint precise with your second shot. If you've laid back, then you've got a nice slightly uphill lie, which should help. But if you try and get it past those bunkers, then you're dabbling with that downhill lie. That's going to make that second shot a little harder to judge because the ball's going to come out lower. And remember, this is where the thin air makes that shot a little harder to judge.
10-foot putt left.
Now, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par. Even par currently.
That is a solid par putt right there. Par 3/8, 248 yards down to the green. What a hole.
Yeah, maybe you put your two hands together, make a little prayer. You might make two, but make three here and run to the next tee. This is it's just a gorgeous par 3, but it is tough. Every bit as tough as what it is pretty, as a matter of fact. Has it?
Maybe wet. No problems there. Really good approach shot. Now, good looking birdie. Getting set now over the putt.
How did that not go in?
Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in. Really solid stroke.
Set to round out the front side here at Wolf Creek with a par 4.
Fun hole for the big hitter, too. They can really take advantage of this. The last fairway bunker down there on the right side is just over 300 yards to get over it. And longer hitters could nearly drive it in the green side bunker on the right. So just tee it up there. You're playing desert golf for a reason. Enjoy it. Just have a little flick in here. Chance, too, to have a little birdie at the end of your front 9.
Probably going to have to hit one more club here, Frank. A little bit uphill. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. She is putting the full arsenal of her skill set on display this afternoon. Beautiful shot. These putts keep the round together. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Now a 7-footer. Frank, you know what gets me about this game? Here a person makes a legitimate effort, makes a good stroke,
And that ball spins around and is just laughing at the player. And now what's left, you could breathe on that ball. It counts the same as a 300-yard drive. It's not right.
But it's the beauty of the game.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. Today, we're here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo for EA Sports, set to bring you all the action out on the course. And Frank, what can you tell us about Wolf Creek?
It's a mesmerizing layout. You can see from above, Rich, in amongst all these sort of canyon areas and boulders and that. I've never really seen a golf course like this. It's like Disneyland for the golfers. It's phenomenal, and each hole has a totally different look. It's hard to imagine you can build a golf course in an area like this.
This is a good-looking shot. That was a solid strike and a good result. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
Oh, my goodness, Frank, that is painful.
Oh, yeah, you'd rather miss the hole at times, wouldn't you?
Just a tap in to finish the hole. Never a bad score on the card. That's par. Short par 4, 16th hole, measures only 393 yards. But Frank, as is the case with pretty much every hole, despite the yardage, there's plenty of trouble.
It does. It plays tricks on the mind's eye here. It looks like it's a dog leg going one way, then back the other way. But really, it's built as a straight hole just across the canyon. And that's the way you've got to play it. And I don't think you can drive the green even the longest hitters at 393 yards. But just a nice drive down there. Take the bunkers on, get it past there. And before you know it, you've got a little wedge in here, and it should sit up nicely for a birdie.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
That is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's formality now.
Been pretty good all day from this distance. Just trying to take care of business.
Frank, I'm sure it feels good to get some red numbers on the card, but this tournament is probably too far out of reach at this point.
Good question.
Frank, this is really a cool closing stretch here at Wolf Creek. Short par 3 15th, the short 4 at the 16th, and now the par 5 17th. You can make up some ground in a hurry as you come down the finishing stretch.
You certainly can. A good drive short of the little stream creek that runs across there, and this is doable as a two-shotter. You find the bunkers or trouble off the tee, then obviously you're forced to lay up leaving that third shot across the water. But really a fun hole if you want to try and take that second shot on.
In the fairway, shouldn't be more than 200 yards to the flagstick. Sit down, get down.
Oh, this is going.
Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round.
Well, Rich, if there's something to be taken out of this tournament, then that right there, eagle, has been hard to come by.
Maybe you can build on that. Now the closing hole here at Wolf Creek. Frank, what's ahead of us?
You could try and drive it this thing, but there's too much trouble, really, Rich. Even though this hole's just over 300 yards, it's very ambitious to try and drive it across that water. Some might try. Most people try and hit a tee shot 240, 250 yard mark, and of course, you do the maths, you're only going to have 60 or 70 yards in, and well, they want you to finish on a good note. So a good drive in the fairway here, or 3-wood, pitch it on the green, make a 3, and buy your friends a drink in the clubhouse.
Again, she has played a superb approach shot. This is a 9-footer. Almost. Wow. So the eagle goes begging. Still has this for birdie. That shot falls. For a birdie. Well, that'll wrap up our coverage of the final round. This is Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo for EA Sports. We'll see you next week.